In this video, I'll be breaking down and talking about the 3 most latest character trailers for the upcoming game BLEACH Rebirth of Souls. Quite a lot of information is coming out about Rebirth of Souls ever since we had the release date announced. The game is going to be launching on the 21st of March 2025, and even over on the weekend at Jump Festa 2025, we had an all-new cinematic trailer for Shinji's character. Ever since then, we've had the Shinji character trailer drop, and in the weeks leading up to that, we had the Aizen and Yamamoto trailers also drop. So in this video, I'll be going over all of the new information and trailers for Rebirth of Souls. And be sure to stick around to the very end of the video, as I also have stat sheets for each of the characters, explaining how easy they are to play, along with each of their weakest and strongest stat points. We got really tired of the same old boring anime shirts, so we decided to launch Getsuga.com with the aim of creating designs inspired by our favorite anime and manga. We came up with designs that look cool and represent all of our favorite stories. Check out the latest Instinct collection, which features some amazing designs like this Frosted Heavens design inspired by Toshiro Hitsugaya, or this Instinct design inspired by Hollow Ichigo, and my personal favorite, which is the Heart design, which was inspired by Ukiura Shifa. Do not miss out, go to Getsuga.com and wear your favorite stories. Okay, so we're beginning with the character trailer for Sosuke Aizen. He of course was the former captain of the 5th Division who is a traitor to the Soul Society. This is a very interesting character trailer as it involves several different transformations because of Aizen's Hokyoku infused forms. So he's described as being the captain of the 5th Division. He proudly possesses spiritual pressure which surpasses all of the Shinigami, and this is in combination with his unparalleled power which exceeds limitation. So there you have Aizen's character model, looks incredible. The first ability that we are shown is spiritual pressure move 1 called El Escudo. So when this ability is activated, the guard gauge will decrease and negate the knockback from enemies' attacks until the gauge becomes 0. So we can see an example of this as Aizen summons this green portal in front of him. Yamamoto attacks it, but the attack is negated, so this then leaves an opening for Aizen to land some follow-up attacks. So it seems like a defensive ability. Aizen can use this to create an opening. And now the next ability is Spiritual Pressure Move 2. Everybody's familiar with this. It is Hado number 90 Kurohitsugi. Aizen did use this during the Thousand Year Blood War arc, as he had destroyed all of those creatures that were falling down from the royal palace onto the Serete. So Kurohitsugi is described as a bit of a follow-up attack, so you have to slash forward and then perform Kurohitsugi via Eisho Haki. Eisho Haki means without an incantation. The damage from Kurohitsugi will depend upon what Hokyoku fusion level Aizen is at. So in this example, Aizen releases a spiritual pressure, then he attacks Yamamoto forward. Yamamoto's pushed back as he then releases the Kurohitsugi. This now leads us to Aizen's transformation, which is his Hokyoku absorbed cocoon form. Now we only get to see a couple of attacks that he performs here. He uses this upward kick against Yamamoto, and then followed by a couple of slash attacks, and then we are shown Aizen's awakening. Now in Aizen's awakening form, his performance is enhanced by the progress of the fusion with the Hokyoku and reaching to an existence that has exceeded natural law, as Aizen ascends to become a being who has transcended a normal Shinigami. It takes time for Aizen to reach his awakening state, but compared with other characters, Aizen's status will dramatically increase and he will be able to activate a mightier power by increasing his Hokyoku fusion level. So there is one more level above this one. So this of course is where Aizen comes out of the chrysalis form, and now the reawakening is Aizen's Hokyoku fusion, which is the 4th phase, and this is his butterfly form. Aizen looks absolutely powerful. They've not revealed too much about it, but yeah, Aizen is somebody who has overwhelming power, and he's a character that can dramatically change during battle thanks to his transformations. So let's start with the lowest ranking stat, which is Aizen's speed and mobility, which is 2 out of 5 points. Then his next weakest stat is his reach and range, which is at about 3 points out of 5. And then his more powerful stat points are his power and his durability, which rank at 4 out of 5 points. Now undoubtedly, Aizen's strongest stat point is his technique or his special skill, and this is attributed to those Hokyoku fusion levels that he has. So there you have Aizen's character. In terms of ease of playability, he is ranked 2 out of 5 stars. Following this, we have the character trailer for Head Captain Captain Yamamoto. Wielding his Zanpakuto Ryujin Jaka, Head Captain Yamamoto stands above all other Shinigami with his most powerful flame-type Zanpakuto, which is capable of burning down everything. So Head Captain Yamamoto is a very interesting playable character for this game. It seems like they have done him a lot of justice. So similar to characters like Hitsugaya, Yamamoto has an Inferno gauge which activates his Hellfire state. So the Inferno gauge will accumulate by activating flash attack and signature moves, for example. The Inferno gauge will decrease when quick attacks land against the opponent, and the more that the Inferno gauge accumulates, the more power will increase, and when the gauge reaches to the maximum, it changes into the Hellfire state. During Yamamoto's Hellfire state, his power will be enhanced, but his amount of reishi that he has will decrease automatically. This leads us into Spiritual Pressure Move 1, and this is Yamamoto's attack Shiranui. This attack is done by releasing the flames of his Zanpakuto forward. Yamamoto will be in the Hellfire state, which you can see as he is glowing blue here. This is when Shiranui is activated. The damage will increase after activating with long press down input. So the longer that you push down the input button, the more powerful this attack will be. So Yamamoto releases his Reiatsu. He appears to be in his Hellfire state as he is glowing with this blue aura as he swings his sword down, releasing those flames from his Zanpakuto. And he does this once more here with his back turned to us as he releases those flames from his Ryujin Jaka. Then we have Spiritual Pressure Move 2, which is actually split into two segments. So this is Taimatsu and Naregiri. Now this depends upon whether if you're in a normal state or the Hellfire state. So the technique will be changed depending on whether Yamamoto is in the Hellfire state or not. So if he's in his normal state, the attack will be Taimatsu. This is a lower powered attack as the Inferno gauge will not accumulate for a certain period of time after the attack is activated. Now if you use Spiritual Pressure Move 2 while in the Hellfire state, it activates Naregiri. It releases a very powerful slash covered with massive flames. The Hellfire state will be removed after the attack is activated. So you have an example of both of the moves here. The first here is of Taimatsu as Yamamoto spins and releases those flames from his Zanpakuto. Then the second is of Naregiri as Yamamoto does like half a spin and just cuts into Ichigo. Okay, then following this we have Yamamoto's Awakening, which is the release of his Shikai. In Yamamoto's awakened state, his performance will be enhanced by increasing the power output of his Ryujin Jaka. So with the increase of Yamamoto's reishi and the increase of damage from his Shikai Ryujin Jaka, it allows Yamamoto to make up for his low speed as he can unleash overwhelming power. So we can see his awakening in action as he overwhelms Ichigo, slashing him from the front and from behind, with his flames being released with every single strike of his blade. And yeah, there you have it, that's the character trailer for Head Captain Yamamoto. Yamamoto is a character who has high damage, allowing him to burn everything with his Zanpakuto, which possesses immense firepower. We do have the character stat sheet for Yamamoto, so there you have his speed and mobility, which is his absolute lowest stat, ranked at 1 out of 5 points. And then at a mid-range level is his technique or special skills, as well as his reach and range, which is ranked at 3 out of 5 points. And then his highest stats by far are his power and his durability, which are 5 out of 5. And in terms of ease of playability, Head Captain Yamamoto is ranked at 2 out of 5 stars. Shinji's character trailer has been causing a bit of controversy online, as some people had really wanted his inversion ability to have been implemented a bit better, but I'll get around to that when we talk about his abilities. So Shinji, of course, is the leader of the Vizards. He's described as a strategist who is good at reading the enemy and pulling off brilliant tricks on the spot. So this is his outfit from the Arrancar arc, and the first ability is Signature Move, and this is split into two sections. These are attacks called Such Fun, and the other is called That's Not It. Such Fun involves Shinji striding forward, casually spinning his Zanpakuto in his hand. When he is struck by an attack from the opponent, he swiftly counters with a precise slash. However, if there is no attack that connects with Shinji, he is going to be left exposed, creating a significant opening for his opponent. So That's Not It is activated by pressing the forward button along with the signature move button while in Sakanade's enhanced state. Shinji rotates his Zanpakuto while advancing forward. If the attack lands successfully, he slips behind the opponent for a following attack. So we see an example of this here. Shinji walks forward, Ichigo attacks, as Shinji then appears behind him with the follow-up attack. And then you have the example of That's Not It, as Shinji spins his sword while moving forward, and he can just automatically unleash these attacks. And then we have Spiritual Pressure move 1 called It's Your Turn. This allows Shinji to summon Hiyori as a assist character, as she attacks the opponent continuously. Hiyori will leave the fight when she gets any kind of attack judgment. So in the example, Hiyori arrives with the assist and does 2 attacks and leaves. We did see this over on the weekend for Shinji's Jump Festa character trailer, where Hiyori had appeared alongside Shinji, and I did at the time think that Hiyori was going to be playable, but it seems like she's only confirmed to be an assist for now. So yeah, that's Spiritual Pressure move 1, and then we also have Spiritual Pressure move 2, which is his Zanpakuto Sakanade. This is revealed to be a breaker technique. It unleashes a strike forward by releasing Shinji Zanpakuto Sakanade. While Sakanade's range is narrow, it is unblockable and it triggers a follow-up combo upon landing, successfully hitting reinforces Shinji with Sakanade's enhanced state. In the example, you've got Shinji glowing with his blue reishi, as he attacks Ichigo, appearing behind him with a follow-up attack and then in front of him again. It's just an onslaught of attacks which is hard to predict where they are coming from. I think that this is what they mean when they say that Shinji's character will have some mind games with his gameplay. Now we have Shinji's awakening state. Now this is what has had some fans feeling a bit disappointed, so some fans had wanted his awakening state to invert the controls of the opponent, but I think that this would be way too game breaking and it would make the game so unbalanced. Instead, Shinji's awakening will enhance his performance by activating his holification. So there is no real change in the actions that Shinji can perform, but his basic abilities will be enhanced, as he'll be able to now put more pressure on the opponent. So instead of relying on his Zanpakuto for the awakening, instead the game has opted to go for holification, which honestly I don't really have a problem with. So yeah, there you have Shinji putting the pressure on Ichigo. Hiyori also appears, and that is the character trailer for Shinji Hirako. I'm really impressed with this character trailer. I'm really happy with what they've done and how they've implemented his abilities and his transformations in the game. Shinji is characterized by having a close combat style, which forces the opponent to make a choice between 2 options, so they have to predict where Shinji is going to attack from. Now I don't have a stat sheet ready for Shinji since his character trailer was released just yesterday, as it's announced that the next character trailer will not be releasing next week, and it will drop the week after on the 6th of January. And of course they've reminded you to pre-order to get the 1000 Year Blood War costume set for Hitsugaya and Yoruichi. Do not forget to pre-order Bleach Rebirth of Souls to get all of those perks. The game is available at Amazon for $59.99, so do be sure to pick it up. I've got a link in the description and in the pinned comment of this video. The game is releasing on the 21st of March 2025. I've already got my Ultimate Edition pre-ordered, so don't be left out. Do pick up the game. It's going to be absolutely incredible. It's the first new Bleach console game in over 10 years, and from everything that we've seen so far, it definitely does not disappoint. So yeah, let me know all of your thoughts about the character trailers for Aizen, Yamamoto and Shinji. And what did you think about the recent Shinji character trailer that was announced over at Jump Festa? It was really cinematic. I loved how they had showcased the events of the Turn Back the Pendulum arc and the Fate Karakura arc. Let me know all of your thoughts about this amazing game in the comments. And lastly, thank you for making it to the end of this video, and I cannot wait to see you in my next Bleach Rebirth of Souls video.
A massive thank you goes out to all of my amazing Patreon supporters for helping to make this video possible. If you also want to support the channel and see your name in the end of my videos, then check out my Patreon, which has loads of perks like early video access and so much more. Thank you for sticking around till the end of the video, and whatever you contribute will mean a lot to me.